Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. Today is Monday, March the 24th, 2025. And as the title says, Yella Beezy, Mo3, when will we learn? And once again, unfortunately, we see a situation, not one, but two young lives are not either cut short or taken away or placed in a situation where their lives have been extremely interrupted due to um, poor decision making. And I say that to say this. We just saw a whole situation unfold last week with Big U. Um, with his charges, Rico, and uh, the unaliving of a young rap artist that was something like his son that lived with him. And allegedly, they had a falling out, and now that young man is not here with us anymore, and they saying that Big U had something to do with it. And I said in that video, I did a video on that, and I'm not here to decide no one's guilt or innocence, but what I can say is we get on these platforms on social media and incriminate ourselves, and I'm willing to bet not only on these platforms and podcasts, but in these songs, I'm willing to bet that the federal government is listening to these songs, these platforms, and that's how they're getting a lot of their evidence. Because these people will incriminate themselves on wax, on podcasts, for clout, you know? And, I grew up in a time when I grew up, when we were kids, we frowned upon being a stool pigeon, what they would call it, you know, sitting up talking too much. Rule number one is silence and secrecy. These people get, you know, on platforms and super violate that rule. They get on in the booth and super violate that rule number one. I mean, especially for people that consider themselves to be gangsters or street dudes. They super violate rule number one, which is silence and secrecy. It's amazing to me. When you have somebody like a Big U, the leader, a major figure that 60 something years old, he's way older than me, that doesn't understand that concept. It's amazing to me. But see what social media has done, it has incentivized people to glorify mischievous behavior so much so that it's monetized, you know, at our own detriment, though, because you selling yourself out. Majority of that evidence is going to be people that are on podcasts, on record, in the studio, bragging about criminal behavior. Remember, I told you this first. They don't have to. They don't need no stool pigeon to come in and say anything. All they need is to go through these people catalog, they interviews, and create a case. Get if you active in the streets and you're involved in criminal behavior, get off these platforms. Stop rapping about what you're doing on the street level. Because all you're doing is leaving digital footprints to your own incarceration. Now with Yellow Beezy, it seems that with Mo3, they had a long history together. These two young dudes, um, just doing a little light research. Yellow Beezy and Mo3 at one point were friends out of Dallas, Texas. Came up from the mud, you know, and had a falling out for whatever reason. But allegedly, Mo3 and Yellow Beezy, I mean, people in this situation have been unalive, mutual friends, um, allegedly Mo3 shot Yellow Beezy. Um, I mean, it's crazy that these people make it from poverty. These young brothers make it from poverty and make it where they not only feeding themselves, but not only feeding their families, but feeding their communities. But at the detriment of that very same community, the worst that community has to offer is what they are monetizing their platform off of: death and destruction. See, like I said, a lot of this stuff is gonna come from music. They got, rest in peace to Mo3, very talented. A lot of his songs are gonna be used in criminal proceedings. His lyrics are gonna come up in court. Yellow Beezy, same thing, very talented. I'm not trying to get in the weeds of what happened between them two brothers, but what I can tell you is this: whatever they had going on the street level should have never made it inside the booth in no studio. Because now you've left, once again, digital footprints to your own incarceration. When you commit a crime and you get in a record and talk about it subliminally or directly, you just basically sealed your own fate. When will we learn? It's sad, man, because these people fed not only their families but other people from their community. And I mean, and see, that's why I say, man, we got to change the narrative, man. At some point, we got to celebrate the right things, man. We can't keep, you know, celebrating degeneracy. It's sad, man. Now, Yellow Beezy has been indicted and arrested for capital murder. You know, And I know they had a vendetta the whole time. It was crazy. See, that's why I avoid drama at all costs, especially at my age. Because as long, pride is a serious thing, man. And a lot of these brothers, man, unfortunately, let they pride of what people thought about them. I'm guessing. Now I put my bottom dollar on it. A lot of this has to do with pride. If these brothers was able to come to you know, have a conversation. Now I've had conversations with people that I had issues with, you know what I'm saying, that could have went super left on the street level, you know. See, ain't nobody no punks, bro. But what we ain't gonna do is throw our freedom and our life away over something that could have been talked out. Let's have a conversation. See, a lot of this, and you would think that people that like a Big U, a super OG in the game, would understand this concept. You know, true leadership. If you a leader, now that's how it correlates with, government. That's how it correlates with the streets. Leaders are supposed to not escalate situations, they're supposed to calm it down. What you see what Trump doing with Ukraine and Russia, he's trying to calm the war down. He's trying to stop the war. A wise man once told me, man, you can't gang bang and get money at the same time. The block too high. So I remember a time where the leaders in the streets were about peace. Now, peace through strength. That's the war is the last resort. But what we have today is people perpetuating that are in leadership positions. They are perpetuating the war. And then we find ourselves in these situations. Man, I'm praying for Big U, praying for Yella Beezy, um, prayers up for Mo3 and his family and his children. These people have children. And it's just sad, man, that they children gonna have to grow up without their dad at such a young age. For what? All them people that was cheering them on, listening to their music, y'all to blame too. The fans that sat there and cheered them, knowing what they had going on, and didn't try to, hey man, I'm a fan of you and Mo3. I'm a fan of you and Yella Beezy. For y'all to sit up there and basically entertain these two brothers going at each other's neck, knowing I didn't know none of this information till I just started looking at it. You know, especially, we gotta do better, man. We can't sit up here and just blame the artists. We can't sit up here and just blame the streets. We gotta blame the people that instigate, put cables on these individuals to crash out. We gotta stop celebrating degenerate behavior in our culture. It ain't a color thing. It ain't a race thing. It ain't anything. These brothers was very talented. And how many of our talented artists that we have to lose to the judicial system and the grave, the untimely, before we start to say enough is enough? When will we learn? A shame, man. A shame. Raising a son, I talked to him, teenagers and all that. I remember being his age. And they so easily influenced by their friends and, what's going on outside. And one thing I tell them, I say, you listening to these songs and then all that, I don't mind you listening to it, but understand the difference between reality and entertainment. What you listening to is entertainment. What you see me doing, getting up, going to work, paying bills, and all that is reality. Don't let these artists on these records send you off, son. Don't fall victim to this alternate reality that will take your life or turn your life upside down, thinking that that is reality. And these are the conversations, unfortunately, that we are going to have with our children. Because for some reason, they can't decipher reality from entertainment, right? Hmm. I look at the people in my own life. I remember, California, this is Dallas, Chicago, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Wherever city you come from, it all kind of correlates. Street politics, right? Remember being in high school, freshman year, and somebody not that much older than me caught up. And that's the first time I knew somebody my age that was a kid get unalive due to some gang banging politics. 15, 16 years old. And then looking at my son pretty much, you know, knowing someone that he knew get unalive at that age. And, just trying to understand that and digest that, it's life changing. How you look at the world through young eyes, innocent eyes. See, it's not just the people in the family that go through that, it's how it affects the community. Man, we got to learn, man. We got to stop, taking life for granted because we're doing it to ourselves, man. But, yeah, man, I got to get back to work. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. Love y'all. When will we learn, man, to stop this foolishness? Well, until we talk to you again, we'll see you soon. Peace and blessings. One love. I'm out.